Hi guys, we'll just go do a few missions with our new Batman look. Nothing fancy, probably just some missions in the wasteland.
There is no time to lose. Circe and Brother Blood are here as well.
Raven has lost control. Her evil soul projection is split from her psyche and is trying to get
Each of Trigon's sons seek to be the one to free their father.
to the mausoleum ground.
Jared, Trigon's little bastard in charge of Wrath, has his fault.
It's repulsive. Jacob's forces are cultivating scores of lust energy from their horrible rituals.
So essentially, the easiest way to find all those missions is to go through the missions by locations. They're all together in the wasteland section, which makes it easier to find the Envy mission or the Wrath mission. Pretty much always start with the Last or Combust. Well, the last mission. In this case, it's Last or Combust, but it's not always the same. Technically, we're a bit under geared. We should be combat rating 84, I think, for here. 83 or 84 in those areas. We're 82. That's okay. We'll survive somehow. Essentially, I did the solo, the iconic solos once or twice to try to get
Jacob's techniques are
a little bit some better gear.
desire inside their victims. We need to free as many of these souls as we can.
But it did not. I did not get that much gear or gear that is that good.
You're trying to take Jacob away from me, aren't you?
Scanning.
I don't know what's going on. I just want to go home.
And I'm sure I've mentioned how much I hate those imps. So I pretty much beat the snot out of them any chance I get.
Where am I? Who are you?
And I pretty much just discovered the power of the distract EMP combo, as you can see. Just EMP on its own doesn't work quite as much, but when combined with distract, it hits pretty hard.
What happened? There was some sort of awful ritual.
Where am I?
Those
Jacob's followers are using powerful talismans in their seduction rituals. We've got to disrupt their heinous acts. Meet with Sentinel Castus. The talisman only responds to creatures of lust, so you must be transformed into something that can get close.
As you see when acrobats use the grappling hook to move around, they can kite pretty quickly. So let's try again our super combo: distract, EMP.
Verto.
By disrupting those rituals, you've spared a lot of innocent people from suffering. Now you must defeat the incubus in charge of the seduction rituals.
Let's summon our sidekick for the Incubus. And let's get started. I'm not sure yet if the distance for the EMP actually matters. I'd say it seems to, but it just I guess I would have to compare it with the same enemy from a distance and then from up close.
Scanning.
Much of the energy that Incubus was hoarding has been released, and their operation will be hindered for some time. Let me know when you've returned to the garrison.
So usually after this, we'll go with, let's say, Envy. So let's glide our way out of here. Like a lot of my characters, this isn't really a character that's made to be OP. I don't try to maximize my characters usually. I will try not to take the worst abilities ever on purpose. But some once in a while, like here, you can see I have the batarangs, which are okay. They're not the most powerful ability, but they're somewhat nice crowd control, I guess.
We have discovered some victims with unusually elevated levels of envy.
Oh crap!
Their envy is so great that they attack anyone who approaches them. These attacks are so brutal, envy cultists have been unable to harvest sinful energy from them. This buildup of energy is highly volatile and must be dispersed or purified. Subdue these victims and release them from their envy.
Here, I guess the biggest challenge is to try not to attract too many enemies at once. So let's try and use our taser pull to try and pull them one or two at a time. And this track allows us to click on them while the other guy is trying to hit us. For quite a while, that's pretty much the only reason I was using distract was to be able to click on my objective without being interrupted. But it turns out with EMP, it does a lot more than just that. EMP pretty much hits like a truck when you use distract just before it. So pretty much became a 1-2 punch. 1, 2, 3 if you count the battle display.
The excess envy seems to be
Freaking imp. Let's get rid of it.
potentially using against their victims. We cannot allow those artifacts to be used on anyone else.
The one thing I don't like about the teaser pool is when the enemy flies right over you, and then ends up at pretty much at the other end of the map. It's not a big deal, but it is a bit annoying when that happens. So essentially, yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to get rid of the imp so that they don't attack me once I start doing this. So with the taser pull, it's fairly simple to try and pull just the enemy you want, or the enemies one at a time, which usually makes it much easier to deal with. But somehow I can't seem to be able to pull it. Oh, there we go. So as you saw with the taser pull, I was able to keep it next to me as opposed to ending up where the imp was. Oh, oh, that was close.
Envy amplifiers are constructed by demonic craftsmen known as Hellworkers. Their work must be stopped. If you have difficulty tracking one down, try destroying some of their inventions. That should get their attention.
So let's summon our sidekick, and let's get to work.
Well done. Each demonic follower Jesse loses will help to cripple.
And now let's go do the Wrath mission. So as you see, when we're in the location section, it's pretty easy to try and find the other missions in the same area. Eons ago, when I wasn't using the location section of the journal, I kept on looking, okay, what's the next mission? And at the time, you don't know that, okay, the Wrath mission is, well, we didn't know that what mission was what, and that the Wrath mission was the one, the next one to do, or the Envy or the Lost or Combust. It's a bit easier with Lost and Combust. Like Lost obviously has to do with Lost, Envy with Envy, and Wrath with Wrath. But there's a few who don't really have Lost or Wrath in the title, so it made it trickier to find those sometimes. So just going by location usually solves that problem.
In an effort to garner more Wrath energy, Jared's followers are pushing their victims beyond their emotional breaking points. Find them and help them before they become as berserk as everyone else.
So again, here the trick is to try not to pull too many demons at the same time. And again, as you can see, distract and EMP usually does the trick. Let's try again. I'm not ready yet, so let's control them a bit with the Batarang. As you can see, the Batarang did a good job crowd controlling the group.
Some of our allies have been captured by raft demons and thrown into cages nearby. Free them and hope that we haven't gotten to them too late.
Don't get out of here.
As you can see, EMP has to be cast right after it can distract, otherwise it barely does a fraction of the damage it does right after distract. Let's try that again.
I won't be treated like this.
You handled that situation well.
Okay, where's the big
Demon
boss?
Find him.
Oh, there he is.
Stop him from brutalizing those people.
Just trying to go see the Keymaster without attracting the entire wasteland. And let's summon our little friend, the sidekick. If I could only customize my sidekick to look like Robin, would be in business. Maybe someday. Not sure why it did not cast the EMP as I tried to. It happens.
Operation. Head back to the garrison while we plan our next move.
My place.
Sometimes taking off with the glide ability of the acrobat is tricky. It doesn't always seems to want to work right away, or Or the worst is when there's a wall nearby and you try to glide, you'll actually end up using the grappling pole. But it's okay. It's not too hard to manage.
Thank you again for your help.
So as you can see, we did the missions 1 out of 5. Once we do the Envy missions and the Wrath missions and the Lost missions 5 times, we're going to have an extra boss in the duos. I probably should clear out some dead weight in my inventory at some point. We'll see. So essentially, technically, in 5 days, I should have 3 new pieces of gear. It's gear that's 85 combat rating, I think. So, and I have no idea how many marks I have right now. I'm up to 64. Not too bad. If I really wanted to, I could probably buy a piece of gear. And at this point, the best gear is the gear that we find in Mogo. So let's go and find out. We have to go there anyway. I guess I could save those marks for my generator. Um, doesn't seem to be due. Or I could unlock the other 2 slots in my belt, but sadly with alternate characters, it's way too often it ends up being a waste of marks. Like so, there's some characters that I only play once in a while, and often by the time that I play those again, often by the time that I decide to play certain alts, the rent is done, and I have to pay it again. So too often I end up wasting marks. So you'll notice that a lot of my alternate characters only have 2 slots in their belts, and I don't really have any intentions to use more. So let's talk to our little friend here.
To that end, we need to be able to intercept
I'm not sure why these are weekly missions, but anyway,
defeated
we can do them just once a week. So let's go and do that. And let's see what we could buy from our friend here.
and a 10-ton light construct.
We could buy lots of Precision 6,
Don't tell him I said that.
and we could buy pretty much any piece of gear we want. Depending on what we buy, we could buy 1 or 2 pieces. Although right now what I really need is a weapon, so I'll probably save my marks for a weapon. Sadly, I already have the style, but as you can see, compared to the weapon I have right now, it's quite an improvement. And what else could we get? Let's take a look. Ah, I already have a Batman Green Lantern character, so I don't think I'm going to use that style or that. Not really. No, nope. Really, no. Those are actually not bad. And the triangle shape beneath the belt almost matches with the one in the chest. But nah, I don't think so. Now let's try the mask just for fun. Holy crap. Nah. Okay, so let's essentially we're going to wait and we're going to buy the weapon as soon as we can. So in about 6 marks. Sorry about that. So let's get started. So the first mission we have is the one where we need to collect 12 Manhunter parts. So let's go and do that. And essentially, the reason why my weapon is so bad is that essentially I made some changes to this character. And the weapon is one of those changes that I made, so I'm pretty much stuck with a level 30, a level 34 weapon right now. Well, that's okay, I will survive. I do have other weapons, but it's weapons that I don't. Essentially, I use martial arts right now, and the only other martial art weapon I have is a level 31. There's a few dual pistols that are 113, 113. A hammer that's 142. A jackhammer or a brawling weapons that's 118 again. And I have some M blasters that are 118 also. So the hammer is pretty much what's giving me a bit of a combat rating boost, which is why essentially my combat rating is 88, even though my equipped combat rating is 82. Oh, I forgot. I was too busy talking. I forgot the Manhunter parts. And that's what happens when you talk and play at the same time. Sometimes you talk more than you play. It happens. I guess this one is up there. Oh, there it is. This one is a very simple mission. I'm almost surprised why they added that. But then again, it was only a once a week thing, so once a week you had an easy mark. It wasn't that game breaking, I suppose. But it was a surprise still to have such I guess, an easy mission. The toughest part was trying not to go too close to the evil lantern who wanted to smash your face in. Which, once you get the hang of it, is not really an issue. There it is. So just one more, and there's one right here. So let's try and get it. And there we go. The next mission in this area is the one called Information Underload. So let's go and do that. Sadly, after playing for a while, you realize that there aren't that many missions, sadly. And even worse is that with the old marker relevancy thingy they added not that long ago, it gives the impression that there's even less missions now. So if you want to make any marks, you have only a handful of options. And if you don't have the patience for playing group content, because especially with the new system, group content quickly turns into a nightmare. Ironically, some of those are low-level missions. Like if you try to do, let's say, Area 51 with a group that's at the appropriate level, holy crap, it's a nightmare. Essentially, the mobs hit way too hard for your character, and which the thing that really doesn't help also is that uh, first player don't stay together, so you end up pretty much by yourself facing way too many mobs. And also some of the players will pull almost every mob on the map, or sometimes it seems that way. So you end up fighting a horde of mobs, and you can't keep up with all of them. And especially if you're just like I tried the mission with my Captain Lightning earlier, the Area 51 mission, and holy crap, it quickly turned into a nightmare. There was always only two or three of us, one or two of us were always missing for some reason. And at some point, we pulled all the I don't recall what the names are, the round the spheric robots that are mostly black. We pulled like four or five of them in one building. And when we were trying to go into that building, holy crap, we had half a dozen of those waiting for us. So it was a bit of a nightmare. So sadly, the new combat rating system broke a lot of missions, and made it so that you pretty much have to overgear some of the missions by a lot. But when you do that, you don't get any reward, so it's a bit annoying. So sadly, with the new system, you pretty much end up grinding just a handful of the same missions over and over. Which is why it kind of helps to have many characters. That way you can, when you're tired of grinding the endgame missions, you can try to grind the lower missions, so to speak. So we're pretty much done here. So technically we should have 60 marks. 66 marks, sorry about that. So we need four more. So we could try two duos, I suppose. Let's see. So we could try some of those. Or some of those. We're still within range of the. Oh, let's try those.
Interference is too great. taken control of it.
Then we have no choice. We must put our differences aside and stop his advance for the greater good.
For the greater good. There is no choice. We must destroy it.
Yes. May this alliance be the first of many more. Victory is ours.
The realm of magic is safe from rain. Now, on to other matters. Like your destruction, Wonder Woman.
Your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
So just one more mark. So let's go do another duo. Let's go with let's go with the Hall of Doom. Let's see what there we go.
What's the hurry, hero? You're just gonna die here anyway. I got my motor revving.
Calculator to Hall of Doom. Justice League incursion in the tech wing. Yes, they found us, and they were dumb enough to teleport in.
So brave to come all alone. But that won't save you from me. I slashed Wonder Woman with these claws.
Comfortable in your kryptonite cage, Superman? Good. I'd hate to think you were enjoying hearing that I, Lex Luthor, will now take my rightful place as the ultimate savior of this planet. Once I crack the secrets of the exobites, I will defeat Brainiac. Then no one will stand in my way. Oh, look. Cavalry has arrived, such as it is. This will be
Typical freaking idiot, not even helping out with the ads.
Yes, take that, calculator. I'm back online for the moment. Oh no, get Superman out of that kryptonite cage. I'll teleport you both to the watchtower. And when you get there, let Supergirl know Superman's alive. She's been wringing my ear off this entire time.
fight.
So we got some new glasses. Oh, let's wait. I usually make the gear. Oh, let's not even waste our time. Usually when I get some unattuned gear, I try to make it for the role by default. So in this case, I'll try to make it controller gear. And probably the same with the weapon. So once I get the weapon, I'll probably notice a nice boost to my combat rating. We'll see. Let's maybe tweak the colors here a bit. Let's go for red instead. Somehow it seems more appropriate. And now let's go and try and buy ourselves a weapon.
Has everyone lost their sense of humor?
So these are the DPS weapons and gear. So let's go to the controller ones, which is usually all the way down. So the martial arts is this one. So let's buy it. And let's see how much of a difference it makes. 185, that's quite a difference. And it jumped our combat rating to 89. So now our combat rating and our equipped combat rating will be exactly the same, which is good. And we still have about 2 minutes to wait for our warp. So let's look at some more gear.
Selling everything but the kitchen sink. Mogo said I couldn't.
So ideally, the next goal is to try to reach not even 100, but 99 combat rating. Because once we reach 99, we're going to have access to the single player anomalies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So once we reach 99, we're going to be able to do Circe's Trial and Aegis of Truth, or Aegis, never know which one is correct. And once we start doing those, then we're going to, if we're lucky, we're going to get gear and raise our combat rating to 100. So we'll see. So I guess now we're going to be more we're still going to be able to do the tier 4 duos. We're still within range. But we're going to be comfortably high enough not to find the tier 5 duos too difficult. We're like 5 combat rating above the suggested combat rating. So we should be fine for those. Or we shouldn't be too much dead weight if we end up with like a 100 combat rating player. And go figure, the warp doesn't work. It's something that's been happening quite a lot lately. The warp to base does not seem to work. Sometimes just zoning to another zone fixes the issue. Sometimes not really. So if it doesn't fix the issue, I'm gonna have to take the long way home. Still doesn't work. Oh well. I remember the day when we did not have a warp to base every 10 minutes, so we had to walk all the way home. Well, there seems to be lots of players tonight. There's someone trying to defeat Solomon Grundy. Let's go and help him out. Not sure why the thumbs up doesn't seem to always work. So let's oh, there was an evil player here. Oh, he's gone. Next time.
Hey.
Hi there.
You play on PS4?
Yep. I got my PS4 earlier this summer. Essentially, I bought it around the time that Arkham Knights came out. Overall, I'm fairly happy with the result.
Nice. Love the Batman outfit.
Thanks. Oh, there's our friend Clayface. Freaking wag. If I manage to go to my base and reimprint my new gear, I'll show you my other looks. Just wondering if Angel wants to do another. Oh,
Sweet.
so let's try and find Killer Frost in here.
I played on PS4 before I got my PC.
So now you play on PC, I assume? I play on both. I just didn't start streaming on PC yet. I'm still figuring out how to do it properly. But it turns out with Windows 10,
Yeah.
we can actually stream games with the Xbox app. So
Yeah, that would be great.
So let's imprint that. So essentially I got some new glasses and some new oh, I already equipped the glasses. So I just got some new glove, some new weapon. Oh yeah, I'm using the guns for this one. Okay. So let's take a new mod for a new weapon. Oh, and we have a box, probably a reward from the wanted. Nah. So essentially, this is my DPS look, using the Nightwing chest to sort of cheat the Batman on the chest, the bat symbol on the chest. And obviously, this is my troll look. I went for the classic look. I wish I had a better emblem than that, but what can you do? This is my PvP look.
That looks amazing.
Thanks. And I have what I labeled the flying look. Essentially, I have the Joker jetpack. Sadly, we cannot imprint the jetpack into an armory, so although I made an armory for it, right now I still need to equip it by hand. But if I want to fly for some reason, if I want to gather exhibits or something like that, I can switch. I can switch to the flying mode, which is quite useful. So I might do maybe one more mission. Let's see. Oh, I have to go. Let's go collect our reward for some of the bounties.
Nice.
Nice to see you out there making a difference.
So let's see what's in the box. Another token. And a prestige. Oh well. I guess I'm going to need to clear out some of my inventory at some point. So let's try and sell some of. Oh, let's take the poster first. Let's sell some of the and junk we have. Essentially, I'm trying to save at least some of it for some new boots. Trying to save some of it for some of my alternate characters. Uh, new style. Why not?
Anything in particular you're interested in purchasing today?
And I guess the mask is cannot trade, cannot sell. Of course. I could probably trade it for prestige, but what the heck. I cannot trade, cannot sell also. Same thing. Yeah, I know I destroyed about 500 worth of prestige. I don't really care about that right now. So let's try and do the last duo we didn't do yet before we're out of the CR range. Okay. So let's do the Starlab satellite if we can. I'm not really surprised.
Thank you for heeding the call. I sense the evil magic of the Lords of Chaos.
I
How
wasn't
long have you been playing Quo?
I've been playing for about 4 years. I started playing about 3 weeks after the game went free to play. I waited 3 weeks because not being completely crazy. A nice flash here.
3, 2, 1.
I started playing about 3 weeks after the game went free to play because I pretty much expected the game to have lots of problems in the first few weeks. Either the server wouldn't be able to handle the amount of players or something like that. So I waited a bit. And early on, one of the first character I made was some sort of Batman character from the North or something like that, like a white Batman, if it makes any sense. Which technically, I guess, is a Moon Knight. But I wasn't too crazy with it. So I created another character. The first one I think was called the Batman of the North or Bat of the North, something like that. And then I went with another one that I called the Rune Wraith, which pretty much was a Dungeon and Dragon thief character, sort of. So essentially, it was a character using dual wield. And it pretty much looked, oh, there we go. It pretty much looked like a typical Dungeons and Dragon thief. But I somehow didn't like my Dungeon and Dragon Thief all that much, so I made another character, which pretty much became my first main character, which was called the Phantom. Well, actually, it was called Le Fantôme since the Phantom was already taken, but you do what you can. And the Phantom was pretty much my main character for about the first year I played. There's about a 6 months gap where I didn't play all that much because work was too crazy. I didn't really have much time to play at the time. But then when I started playing again, I had a handful of friends. I had a handful of friends who started playing, and so we all made new characters to play together. And that's pretty much at that time I created my Magneto character, and I enjoyed it enough that it pretty much became my main character at that time. And at first, I was trying not to have too many characters because I didn't have that much available time to play, and sometimes I still don't. But then when Origin Crisis came along, my the amount of character I had exploded, and then I started making alternate characters and alternate characters. And also, I was playing on both PS3 and PC, pretty much because I had friends who were playing on both. I had friends who were playing on PS3. I had friends who were playing on PC. So depending on what friends I was playing with, I was switching between PS3 and PC, depending on who I was playing with. And then when we got the new Bat Call, I already had a few Batman characters. Like I had a Batman Green Lantern and I had a Batman Yellow Lantern, and I'm sure others I failed to mention.
Yeah, the first time I played Doc was on a PS3.
Yeah, that's where I started too. Essentially, when the game went free to play, I tried on PS3 first, and later when some of my friends started playing, they started playing on PC. So I started playing on PC as well, and that's pretty much how it started. But at first, I was playing mostly on PS3 because the game was running better on PS3 at the time. At the time, I didn't have that good of a PC. Like I had a laptop, which was fine to use Photoshop and a few other things I needed for work. But to run games, it was a bit outdated. So when I was playing by myself, I was pretty much playing on PS3, or when I was playing with my friends on PS3, of course. And when my friends on PC wanted to play, then I would play on PC with them. But sadly, pretty much all my friends gave up on the game by now. I had like three different groups of friends who played at different times. And also there was the essentially the friends I met in the game, uh, who also are pretty much gone now. essentially, there's a few times when my friend list pretty much melted away. The first time was essentially with Origin Crisis. It was a big turnoff with for a lot of my friends. So essentially, my friend list and my real friends pretty much disappeared from the game. So I had to rebuild my friend list after Origin Crisis, which I wasn't too crazy about at first, but I bit the bullet and I did it. But sadly, game update 47 pretty much destroyed my friend list once more. I wasn't sure if I was going to rebuild another time, but then I met a couple of people who were pretty fun to play with, and also I met one or two guys from the forums. So I started rebuilding my friend list a tiny bit. But I have nowhere as many friends as I used to. Essentially, I used to have a pretty long friend list, which I built through the years of playing this universe. A freaking window.
Yeah, I took a 3-month break because all of my friends stopped playing.
Yeah, I understand. It sucks when all your friends leave. I remember the first time it happened, I didn't realize how much I had gotten used to always playing with my friends. I hadn't used pickup groups in quite a long time. So when I started using pickup groups again because all my friends were gone, holy crap, it was a nightmare. It was worse than I remembered. So it was pretty hard after getting used to playing with my friends. Going back to playing with strangers essentially was a bit of a nightmare. It was a bit of a crisis, I guess, in terms of DC Universe Online. And also they had also added the new PvP system with the new seasons. So I was pretty unhappy with at the time of our Origin Crisis. I was pretty unhappy with PvE. I was pretty unhappy with PvP. And all my friends were gone, so I came very close to giving up on the game right then. But luckily, there was Sons of Trigon, and things got better after that.
Yeah, recently I have been playing some older mis like Champions Online.
Oh, I tried Champions Online, and holy crap, I hated the graphics. I just could not. I just could not play the game. It was maybe I got too used to the DC Universe Online graphics, but the Champions Online graphics, I really could not. I really didn't like them. Essentially, when I got my new PC about almost 2 years ago now, I tried a handful of other MMOs. I tried Terra Online, and the graphics were really nice, but I wasn't too crazy about the gameplay. Although it was fairly action packed, not unlike DC Universe. It's probably the most action packed I saw next to DC Universe. I tried also Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and holy crap, I couldn't play that. I had a problem with like games like Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of Star Wars The Old Republic, or which other did I try? There was the new Dungeon and Dragon game, Neverwinter, and uh, uh, a few others I failed to. Oh, there was Rift Online, and probably others I failed to mention. And essentially the once you get used to the speed of the combat of this universe online, when you end up in a game like the Old Republic, holy crap, the it's like you're fighting in slow motion. That's as best as I can describe it. The fighting is so slow. I just could not do it. I just could not get into the game. It was way too slow. And also, once you get used to jumping over obstacles, or even better, flying, holy crap! When I tried other games, it made me realize how much I love flying in DC Universe Online. And when you end up with those other games where not only do you not fly and do you not even jump over certain obstacles, sometimes you'll have like a pebble on your way and you won't be able to move forward because it's blocking your way. That's the way those games are made. Like if there's anything, you cannot jump over obstacles. So if there's anything, even a tiny thing that's blocking your way, well, it is blocking your way. You cannot move forward. So that I guess I got so used to DC Universe Online and the way you can jump over buildings, the way you can fly, the way you can the way the fighting works, that trying to get into another MMO is pretty much impossible.
Full system defenses are active. Get those turrets firing.
Like the closest I've seen so far had somewhat action-packed combat system, not unlike DC, was Terra Online, and even that I wasn't too crazy about it.
Yeah, it is a bit too cartoony. Sucked at J Star Wars 2. I also started playing World of Warcraft, but it seemed a bit too slow plus cost whiz.
Well, once you get used to the fast pace of DC, it's hard to go with other games that are much slower, unless it's a game you used to play. Like essentially last summer I played Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, the enhanced editions, which I had purchased some times ago, but I hadn't really played them yet. And so since I was used to those games, the slower pace was fine. But when you try a new game and you end up with such a slow pace, it's hard to get used to it, I suppose. There was Destiny that I played with a friend, or there's another game also. Oh yeah, Defiance, based on the TV show. I played Defiance for a bit with a friend, and we had a bit of fun. It was a nice shooter, and I kind of enjoyed the open world aspect of that game. And also I've been playing Destiny for a bit, and essentially I started Destiny earlier this summer, pretty much because I got my PS4, and it was fun for a bit, but now they made a lot of changes, and I'm not too crazy about all the changes they made. They made a lot of the gear obsolete, and I don't know. I guess you could compare it to when DC Universe made all those changes with the combat rating not that long ago. So Destiny was fun for a bit, but now I'm not so sure. Let's use our friend here.
Yeah, sadly I uninstalled Doc Universe and now the long download is killing me.
Yeah, it's like 35 gigs, so yeah, it'll take a while. The best option I can suggest is you start the download before going to bed and you let it download all night. That's pretty much the less painful way. Or to play sort of by watching someone else play. I guess that's another option.
Core data wipe in progress. Initializing prototype of key information parameters. Creating. New objective. Terminate flawed organic prototype of this unit. Searching. Location found.
But I guess it's less
Yeah, as
expensive
of
also.
right now 370 and it's been about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, you'll be there for a while.
The Core's data purge created a robot using my information, and it seems it knows where to find me. Quickly, follow it.
It's been a while. Where do I have to go to? Nah, always they pick the wrong way. Ah, there it is. I'll wait for my friend. Ideally, you start your download before going to bed, and by tomorrow morning, unless there was a problem, the game should be there.
Beginning combat abilities transfer now. Basic abilities memorized.
I'm still weak from the toxin. We can't let Brainiac take
But just watching is less expensive. You save $10 a month in subscription, and also you don't have to buy the Batman mask for $20. But we've been waiting for that mask for 4 years, so it was worth it.
Yeah, I will just be watching your stream and playing Champion Online.
It's okay. I don't stream regularly, though. Probably should try to pick a time of the day and always do it at the same time. When worst comes to worst, I usually upload the videos on YouTube afterwards. So you could find any other videos I made there. Oh, we broke the barrel.
Now that Brainiac has this location, we have to shut it down. The Batcave has secret defenses. Use the computer now.
I'm gonna use my friend as bait while I go activate the consoles. Oh, I guess there he is. And let's go help him out now. Oh. And of course, my friend didn't bother picking me up. That was nasty. 10,210.
Now at 4 gigabytes out of 21.
It's going to be more than 21. Total, it's about 35 something, almost 36 gigs. 21 is probably the base game, and then you'll have a handful of DLC on top of that, I suppose, or something like that. But total, it's about 35 gigs, through almost 36. While we wait, let's check what we got in our logbox. So, what's in the box? Dresden. I wish we had a preview. Oh, let's go for the Dresden. I seem to vaguely recall what it looks like. Pretty neat, with the light in the middle. Now I wish we had a Batman symbol. Maybe someday.
I am going to say your favorite superhero is Batman. Outfit is 10 out of 10.
Thanks. Uh, yeah, I suppose Batman could be considered my favorite one. I guess we'll go for the jacket. Oh yeah, the jacket was a good choice.
Flash is definitely my favorite.
Oh, I love the Flash. At some point, he probably was my favorite. There was at some point when I discovered the Flash comic, I really loved it. Let's switch to Troll first. We're probably 90 by now. Yep.
Yeah, the comics were great.
Which comics? There's also Daredevil that I really loved at some point, especially the Wallace Wood era. That's pretty much how I discovered Daredevil, reading the Wallace Wood version. And holy crap, was it good! Uh, and I had a brief moment when I was a big Wonder Man fan. Not sure why, especially during the George Perez era of the Avengers. Holy crap, I enjoyed that a lot. Oh, that's why I have an extra red. I wondered. I wish they changed the menu at some point. Actually, I wish they changed the whole UI, but that will take a while, I think. I'll cancel that. And we cancel that now. Some of these weapons I was just keeping to raise my combat rating a bit. So I guess we don't really need them now. This one I'm keeping for another character. Oh, and let's repair. Cool. That was a nice evening. We made a bit of progress. Bought a new weapon. Got a few new pieces of gear. All in all, it was a good run. We'll probably do some of the tier 5 duos next time. We'll see. If I feel brave, I might even try the tier 5 Trigon's Prison. We'll see. So thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated. If you want to see more videos, there's some more on Twitch, or you can
yeah,
find
UI
more.
change would be nice.
Yeah, I suppose. So I'll see you guys hopefully next time, and you can find more videos either on Twitch or on YouTube if you feel like it. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.